Hello, friends. Today I'm going to talk about eating practices, our relationship with food, giving a holistic and a wider perspective on it. The information that is available to us is we have so much information about nutritional requirements, caloric requirements, and we are often juggling with that at what is the appropriate weight for our height and that it should stay in that parameter. While that is also important, but I'm just going to give a wider perspective on the importance of food. So if you look at food, it's basically coming from earth. We are eating the plants grown on earth, or we're eating, if somebody is eating the animals, they're also eating the plants. So it's basically earth and the energy from the sun, which combines. So if we look at it, we are made of earth, right? Earth and sun's energy, and that's what we are composed of. So if we look at it, so then we have a very close connection to earth, and the closer connection we have to the food that we are eating, what is coming into our kitchens, and what we are cooking, the better it will be for us. So, if it is possible, growing vegetables or fruits in your backyard, if not, sourcing it from the farmers that you know, and if that's also not possible, sourcing it from the local mandis and preferring the local climes, the local climate, the seasonal fruits and vegetables which are growing for that time. So when the food comes in, and then if we kind of really integrate that we are basically made of earth, and the food coming is the energy of the earth and the sun coming into us. If we integrate it with that reverence, then when it comes, we'll also cook it with love. So this is called bhav in Hindi, and the bhav with which one cooks the food. And there's that famous thing about maa ke haath ka khana, the mother's cooking, and probably she is also cooking with that bhav of love, right? So that's also important. When the cook is cooking the food, what is the uh, state of being of the cook? So if they're calm at that point and loving inside of them and cooking with love and not just a chore, and they're not just stressed out, and that's also a much better thing, right? And then I'd feel that eating as naturally as possible with less spices added to them, but that can be a personal preference. And then we come to how we're going to eat it. So I'd say a beautiful ambience, peaceful surroundings. So the place that we are eating in is clutter free. It looks beautiful, appealing, and the atmosphere in which we are eating is peaceful. So there is harmony at that place, harmony outside, harmony inside. So if you're feeling disturbed, we should probably refrain from eating at that time. And when we feel better, then we can have a food at that time. So here we talked about ambience and how we're feeling inside. And when we sit down to eat, it would be so nice to eat with gratitude and love, thanking Mother Earth, thanking the people who grew the food, thanking anybody if somebody made that food in our hearts. And then we go to the process of eating. So it's very important when we begin conscious eating that to observe what's happening inside of us. Sometimes, because of our childhood influences, that part inside us might get activated, which might be like, just let me finish this quickly. Or other parts might come in, the greed, and we want to eat really fast, and we want to eat a lot, right? Fear might come in that, oh, I hope that I am able to have enough. So observing, it's very, very important that what happens to us, what's happening inside of us, what are the thoughts, what are the feelings as we begin to eat. Later, one can write those down also. So as one does that, and then we go to the actual process of picking up the morsel of food and putting in our mouth. And then I'd say that making it as sensory an experience as possible. Even when the dish is in front of us, if it is, has those colors, it looks beautiful. It's again brings in the sensory experience of the sight, what the food smells like, consciously smelling the aroma of the food. And when we are eating, eating slowly, chewing slowly, and embracing all the taste of the food. Because when we are in a hurry, we really fail to capture the essence of the food, the taste of the food completely. And as we have that, then taking as much time, like we shouldn't be in a hurry, as much time as possible, plugging in the senses, not just with the food, even being aware of as we are sitting and the feel of the chair on which we are sitting on. I would say that it's better to eat quietly, silently, even if we are eating with others, right? So that one can observe deeply. And to begin with, maybe we can make just one meal a silent meal, no gadgets, and just sitting in quiet ambience, eating and observing. It might even be difficult to do that in the beginning, but as we start doing it, we would find that there is like a enjoyment of food goes up a lot as we do that. And then later in the day, when we talk about eating and snacking, for example, um, if one feels that one does eat a lot and one needs to curtail that, what I'd suggest is that for a while continue eating, but eat consciously. Do not have a gadget with you if you are going for that packet of chips, and just eat it consciously. Be aware of the voice inside your head which criticizes you, and don't follow that. It's okay. Any change, any true change, and a deep change always comes from an acceptance of where we are. So it's completely okay to eat that in the moment and to eat consciously. And later, one might be able to choose differently. So, uh, I would say bringing consciousness into the overeating that might be happening would be the first step. And the second step would be starting making conscious, aware choices, which might be that one wants to eat, but one eats something healthy like a fruit or maybe peanuts or some dry fruit, something which is healthy, something which is homemade, right? And the third can be the ability to say no to ourselves. So if we want to eat a slice of cake 5 times, maybe one time we're able to say no to ourselves, and that's a good start. But as really what the bottom line is that please do not criticize yourself. Please do not feel guilty. More ill health will be created by self criticism and guilt than by poor eating. I really feel that it could be a controversial statement, but it's very important to feel good. And why I say it is that as we feel good, we'll actually make better choices. We cannot be at peace with ourselves and be eating consciously, even if we are eating unhealthy, and to continue that, it will have to cease. That's how, there is this wisdom in our body. That's how it works. Our body will tell us when we start becoming more and more conscious. Our body will actually choose healthier and healthier foods for itself. As you observe that when you ate something and how you felt, when you're deeply connected to that, you would be choosing foods which make you feel better. Many times by eating, we are actually trying to feel better. So it's like food is like an entire pharmacy of drugs. So be kind to yourself if you want to reach out for this next chocolate. Maybe that's the way you're trying to cope, and it's okay. Observing and noticing the criticism and stepping away from it. And as you observe and maybe follow other processes for well being and mental health and feeling good, you would realize that you don't need to gorge on food anymore. Many times we're just shutting down those feelings when we are overeating or we're stress eating. So as we kind of like feel better in our lives, the need to overeat also dissolves from our lives. So forming a healthy and a loving relationship with food is very important. Food is not our enemy, which is making us get fat. It's like so many people are in struggle with this food and eating, and they hate those things, or they don't like those things, or they like these things. If we can be at peace with food, that food is all right, food is okay, all food is okay. And for my healthy relationship with food, that when we eat, we enjoy eating, enjoy it completely. And when we want to say no to ourselves, we are able to say no to ourselves. So that would be, I feel, a path which can lead to good health for all of us. Hope this video was of help to you. Take care, all of you.